You used to spend all of your time being afraid of the past, right? Everything from the past. Feelings, memories, things that you went through. The past was the problem. Now, most of you are being relieved from the past. You're bored. You don't know what to do with yourself. So now you're hyperfixated on the future and you're afraid of the future. See what I have to deal with? At this rate, I'm going to have no hair left on my head. So, just when you're freed up enough of your suffering and what you've gone through and you no longer relate to that anymore, all of a sudden, you then start to have a problem with what might happen tomorrow. All the while missing the point that your past sucked. It was horrible. What makes you think that your future is going to be any worse than your past? How is that even possible? It's called evolution for a reason. Evolution is a forward progression. We're constantly expanding into more. You right now, in this moment, are not who you used to be. You're not. So then, doesn't that mean that every future iteration of you is going to be more evolved and more loving than everyone that came before? At some point, we have to realize that the past, we just don't need it anymore. Like some of you still hold on to it, like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. My precious, my past, my story, my precious. I don't know who I am without this story, this past, this pain that sucked. And I refused to let it go, even though it sucked. And there was no joy in it. And there was nothing in it. And I believed I was separate from God. And oh my God, this my precious, my precious, my precious. Man, throw the ring away. Throw the ring away. Drop the ring. It's not doing anything for you. At some point, you have to drop it. You just have to drop it. And you have to drop it because you realize, hey, wait a minute. I'm not that version of me anymore. I'm not making choices out of survival and suffering anymore. I'm making loving choices. I'm more loving than I ever have been my entire life. So the reason why the past was so distorted and convoluted was because when you made those choices in the past, you were in fear. So you chose from fear. Some of you chose from survival. Okay, and that's why you ended up where you ended up. But right now, you're not still choosing from fear and survival, not in the way that you used to anyway. So then doesn't that mean surely that if in the moment you're choosing from the present, that means that you're going to align with a future that's loving, that's more aligned with your heart? Some of you just need to just get over yourselves. Seriously, I don't know how else to say it. And you use the past as evidence, that in the future you're not going to get what you want. Do you understand that life isn't about you getting what you want? It's about you receiving exactly what you need in order to ascend into infinity. At some point you have to get this. The universe doesn't care about what you want. The universe provides you what you need. Pancakes don't Squirrels don't get pancakes in the morning. They get nuts. Why? Because they need nuts. They don't need pancakes. Yeah? Pancakes, squirrels don't have an IHOP. They don't roll up to an IHOP. Oh, you know what? Fred, I fancy some scrambled eggs today. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No. There's no IHOP for squirrels. Squirrels get nuts. Why? Because they need nuts. Case in point, what do you need? Whatever's happening. Whatever's happening. That's what you need. What's happening right now is what you need. But the difference is you're actually choosing from a more loving place than you ever have before. Some of you need to let go of your inner hobbit, Gollum, and throw that ring away. You've got to throw that ring away. It doesn't mean anything about you. Man, oh man, boy, do you love telling everybody about everything that you went through. Well, my childhood. And then, when I was an adult, I went through it. Do you understand that most people on this planet are so self-absorbed? They don't care about what you went through. Everyone's so lost in their own story. They don't care about your story. You care about your story. You covet your story. You're proud of your story. You make it this thing that's like, oh my God, my past and my experiences. And this is just wonderful. And, no, you're in a world living with golems. Everyone else is a golem too. Everyone else is holding on to their past and their pain. Ooh, my precious, my precious. Really? Come on, people. This is what being human has come to. Being human has come to holding on to your past because you're afraid of your future? Your future's glorious compared to where you've come from. You're more evolved. Your vibration is more expanded than it ever has been.